Hi, in this video I am going to show you how to finish off your hobo bag. Your mini hobo bag can be made out of any fabric. This one happens to be a K facet. You can make it out of Christmas fabrics or out of any batiks or any fabrics that you have. It's a fun little bag and it's finished on both the inside and the outside. So to finish off your hobo bag, the first thing that you want to do is you've made your bag body, and now you'll want to bind your raw ends, and it's these two ends right here. Your side edges are finished. So this is the inside of the bag where you've stitched, done your channel stitching, and this has this flap that's overlapped, so that will be on the inside of the bag. Place your binding, match your binding raw edges with the raw edge of the bag. Now you'll notice that the piece extends a little bit beyond each side of the bag body. You'll want to take that, just wrap it around to the front of the bag, and then pin it. And you also want to match the raw edges of this side with the raw edges of your binding. So pin it, then you'll flip it back to the inside of the bag and stitch across with a 1/4 of an inch seam. Now here we have stitched that already. The next step is you're going to take and flip this binding up. Flip to the right side, and then you're going to tuck your binding, these little edges of the binding, in underneath and fold that over. You want to fold it over tightly. You don't want it loose. You want to have this folded edge of your binding right on top of your bag body fabric. Then you'll want to pin this side. Do the same thing on the other side. Tuck your end in a little bit and fold it down. Again, you want to have it nice and tight against the top. Pin on that side, and then for good measure you'll want to pin once in the middle. Once you've pinned that, then you're going to stitch across the front, so you'll have a piece that looks like this. So I've stitched across, and you want to back stitch at the beginning and the end. I bet you're wondering what these pins are for. Well, once you've finished sewing your binding on, your next step is to sew the sides. So you're going to fold your bag in half, and you're going to stitch down the side of the bag, or up, depending on which side you're on. Stitch from here to here. This pin is about 2 inches from the top, but all of that is in your pattern. So you'll stitch very, very close to the edge. So you'll do that on both sides, and you're going to have a side seam that looks like that. It's sewn very, very close to the edge. Your next step is to square off the bottoms of the bag, and you're simply going to pinch the side like that, creating a triangle at the bottom. Make sure this side seam lines up with the very bottom of the bag, or this folded edge of the bag right here. Use your channel stitching as a guide and stitch across that triangle that you've created 2 inches. So that seam wants to be 2 inches long. So you'll do that on both sides, and your bag will look like this. That's squaring off the bottom of the bag. Turn it right side out. So here's your bag. Your sides are all squared, your inside is finished, and your outside is finished. The next step is we will make the handle. To make the handle, you're going to cut your fabric according to the pattern instructions, and you're going to stitch, fold it in half, right sides together, and stitch on these 3 sides. Clip a few stitches right in the center here and turn the handle right side out, so you will have a piece that looks like this. You'll want to mark a point 3 inches in from each end. On the other side, you want to flip it over, and you'll want to fold each edge to the center and then fold it in half. Pin it, and I pin it right on that 3-inch mark. Now that 3-inch mark is made with a Frisian pen, so it will be removed when you iron that area. So do the other end. Again, fold your ends to the center, fold it in half, and pin. You'll want to do one in the center also. Now you're going to stitch on that open edge from that 3-inch mark to that 3-inch mark, so you have a piece that looks like this. Your ends are open. That's so that you can tie your bow. Stick a safety pin on the end, and I fold everything to the center to put that safety pin on, and simply slide the handle through that top channel of the bag. Making sure that when you come out the other edge, you don't pull any of the raw edges out. So you're like that. Then you're going to tie your handle in a bow using those wider ends to make a nice big bow on the ends. Gather it so that it's nice and gathered and looks like a hobo bag. You'll be making 2 handles, one for each side. Add buttons to the side, and you are all done.